I'm going to explain a couple other things real fast. The last election during 220, I sued the CDC in California for the mask on the 20 because why isn't it on the media? It got served to Trump and Biden subpoenaed. So that whole election proves that neither one of them were worth anything. But at the same time, DeSantis was going through the Supreme Court, and so was the Federal Reserve case that Ketanji Jackson Brown killed. So why are they hiding these cases that reset the dollar? Okay, so I wanted everyone to understand that this isn't going away, and it has the 9/11 towers. That's how cocky Rothschild was. And Bush and all this gang in Sarasota did 9/11. They were practicing there. And Blue Gold Bush family, he was the head of the CIA, his father. CIA does the Smith-Mundt Act on everyone since 1948. And I wanted to emphasize one last thing, and I'm going to end this video quick. You see how Trump's down here in Florida? And General Flynn, check General Flynn, when that hurricane hit, Biden came here, I was suing Cruz. And Biden goes, no one fucks with Biden, while Trump and Flynn were over in Sarasota working the hospital, creating all this Jesus stuff. Because they know I found this thing 500 years to the day on April 3rd. Ponce de Leon side the plan, it's a Holy Grail, Fountain of Youth, a lot of synonymous stuff in different religions, whatever. The point is Byron Donalds, DeSantis, they're all down here in Florida by this Sarasota resource. And they got the Miami Archdiocese and the Venice Archdiocese helping them with the Vatican and everything else. And they didn't get it. They lost. And they're flipping around on their back right now. And they're ruining like young attorneys' lives like this guy, Tom Wyden. He doesn't realize his whole life is ruined. He just became an attorney because he wants to move up in Little Manatee County because he was counting our money. He was counting money off your kids' lives. So Tampa Moffitt. Everyone called Tampa Moffitt in every hospital down the street and go, hey, do you have spring water, alkaline spring water to your tap, or you just have this county junk? Because I heard you should have it. Why do we have dirty water in the hospitals? That's where you get Legionnaire's disease, the Pontiac flu, the same exact symptoms as COVID. That's what people were dying of, Legionnaire's disease. So call the hospitals and ask them why they're hiding the spring water to the tap. And why? And who were the people that faked the Parkland in that hospital? They rotated them out. I'm not going to go on a tangent, but how come nobody cares about the mask on the 20? What don't you get? If this was on TV every day, you would have broke out all your cash, no digital money no more, and we would have ended COVID in one day. Where'd it go? As soon as I showed this to Byron in the church, he ran behind Trump, and then the whole thing ended. Where'd it go? When's it coming back? Give me a break. Anyway, so Byron Donalds, Vern Buchanan, Medicaid fraud, Rich Scott, Rubio, and his little Parkland campaign, they all have to go first. They got to go with all the commissioners from Tampa to Sarasota and all the way down to Broward and Miami. They all have to go. Please leave and show your leadership. Even the ones that didn't do it, you should resign, saying I'm resigning because I'm a good person and I want to be a leader, and I'm going to resign because you hid this resource on Gilberti and did all this time terrorism. Then you would be the next president. But you're too stupid to see that, aren't you? Anyway, this Payne 411, Harley and Robert Lewin, you guys were part of it. So was Bergeron. He's over at Swift Mod, riding around on his airboat, getting $30 million checks for wetland banks and stuff. He's done too. A lot of people I grew up with in Western High School. We got Amy DiMariano over here at Morgan Stanley. They funded the reservoir. She sits on the Morgan Stanley board in New York. I think it was her first too, man. Another chick from Western. Bunch of spoiled brats, okay? So she's in Sarasota. She was there through the whole 9/11 thing, so we need to check her. Her father was the head of the Port Everglades in the 90s. Amy, man, I called you 3 times. Her husband polishes all their Porsches and stuff. Earners is what I call them. Nobody's moving these resources, and that Arcadia Rodeo board and all those members of the Arcadia, shut down that Arcadia Rodeo for good, man. They got a mosaic thing. They stole my plans. They did all this to everybody. Anyway, see what happens when I start talking is there's so many attacks and so many things that happen to all this. You know, my dad showed up dead. He had the disc for the down the hole video. We don't know what happened to him. My cousins and all of them got set up. My Uncle Carmine's hiding in North Carolina. They're all scared, man. When this happens to your family soon, as this Smith-Mundt Act grows, don't come crying to me, okay? Because you're going to be sitting in a third world country when it's happening to you, because you're in one now if you don't get this thing open. All right, thanks, Luch.